Hello there, General Tekno here with yet another video review. Kup. In 2011, Hasbro decided to give us a new version of Kup, who is quite simply awesome. Heck, I even went and got the e-hobby version of the figure as well in that 3-pack, and though I was going to sell it, heck, I can't decide if I want to or not now because it's just so awesome in person. However, one of the nagging complaints about Kup that some people have had is his head sculpt, which, though not actually that bad, and a fairly straightforward representation of Kup, is somewhat movie-esque in just how it's got all sorts of extra lines and such. Enter the third-party company known as iGear, who decided to do a special add-on that really, as far as third-party add-ons go, this is dirt cheap, so you have no excuse not to buy it, which was a new set of heads for Kup. The packaging is fairly sturdy. In fact, this box can actually fit inside Kup's truck bed. And it comes with a fairly secure foam right here. So let's just take this thing out of the foam right now. And you can see here that it also comes with a screwdriver in order to actually install the head. Something that I'm actually going to do on camera. Disassembling Kup's original head is quite easy with the provided materials, even if you don't have anything to do it with. The included screwdriver fits in the screw hole at the back, which you can then plug in and use in order to unscrew Kup's head. Pulling apart the head once you've got the screw out enough allows the original head to come off very easily, as you can see right here. Comparing the two heads, you can see that the sculpts are fairly different. The one on the right is clearly a more cartoon comic-esque Kup, whereas the other one is more of a reimagining/updating. Both of them have a scowl, but in the right light here, as you can see here, the new one kind of looks like Dull Surprise compared to the iGear one. As well, this Kup head also has light piping, whereas the iGear one has painted eyes. Installing the new Kup head is essentially the reverse of the process that we used in order to uninstall the old one. You're going to want to remove the screw and then pull the two halves of the head apart. Getting it on otherwise is quite frankly very hard, and I've tried this. Taking the back half of the head here, we're then going to go over here, see the ball joint, and we are going to slip it in through the back like so that this half is attached. Now we take the front half of the head and snap it on, and then we're going to just turn it around a bit, again being very mindful of the sidegar. I've heard that snaps off very easily, although it is gluable, so it's not like it's a really bad break that you can't salvage. And we're going to come around, turn Kup's head in such a way that we can actually get in there with our screwdriver again, and we are going to take this screw and shove it right up the back of his head. And so after some screwing and unscrewing, here you have it, the new Kup head installed in Kup. Physically speaking, if we do a close inspection, the color matching on this head is very good. They did a really good job matching the plastic to the same color as the original Kup head. It's virtually the same color of plastic as the little pieces on the side right there, which is a very nice touch. And as you can see, he looks pretty cool with that scowl and that cigar. In fact, if we compare this head to the original, we can see that the original actually has quite a bit of a brow. And this actually causes it, in my particular lighting environment, to not really photograph very well because it covers half the head in shadow. This one doesn't have nearly as much of a brow, and as such, it's far easier to photograph. And it looks badass because, well, let's face it, it's Kup, he's scowling, and he's got a cigar. You can't get much more awesome than this. Now, for a quick comparison, let's take a look at him next to the United version of Kup in the 3-pack that came out with Rodimus and Scrap Heap. As you can see here, the heads are very different sculpts, and though this one is smaller, it's not necessarily that bad of a thing. In fact, it still fits the body fairly well, and it adds a bit of bulk to the upper body just by being a bit smaller. This one is a bit taller, and again, this is entirely because of the design. This one has more protruding crests up here, whereas this one they're flush with the helmet, like on the original Kup design in the comics. Looking at them at different angles, again you can see that this one protrudes much more, whereas this one is much more of a cylinder shape. And quite honestly, in person, this isn't really photographing that well, but in person this head looks pretty cool. With a cigar in hand, Kup can hang out much better with his buddies from the comics, Blur and Perceptor, and he fits in pretty well. He comes across much more as the badass commander of the Wreckers. It's a very good head sculpt for what it is, and I really can't complain about this. But I'm sure the real question that you're asking is this upgrade kit really worth it? Well, as far as a deal goes, it's a very good deal. In fact, iGear is not charging very much for this head at all. It is only the mere cost of $15, and that includes both heads, the screwdriver, and shipping. So if you're not a fan of the cigar in the comics, you still have a perfectly serviceable Kup head that you can use instead. And in fact, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. This head is also perfectly fine with the United figure from what I've seen in pictures, as in the original one with the deco that I'm not a fan of because Kup should not be shiny. However, iGear's also made a version of the head which you can buy off Big Bad Toy Store, which has this head cast in the same colors as the United 3-pack Kup, which I'm sure would look very nice indeed. Final thoughts, however, this set, it's really a steal. At $15 including shipping, you can't really complain about the price. This is one of the better third-party things you're going to get for this price. However, I'm not sure if it's necessary for everyone. The original head, in my opinion, is perfectly serviceable for Kup, and though this one is cool, it really comes down to a matter of personal preference. My final verdict on this is going to be an awesome, with the qualifier that if you don't feel like spending $15 just to enhance a toy, honestly, well, you probably shouldn't. This is General Tekno signing off.